time. But I am so happy to be back on YouTube even for a little while. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruby. If you're new here, welcome. If you have been around, thank you for sticking around. This is one video that I have been basically saving all year for, which is the end of the year fragrance empties. I emptied about 25 or 26 perfumes, and they are all in this big checkered bag. I am so proud of myself for emptying this many perfumes. I did get asked before, like, how does one go through that many perfumes? And the answer is just put it on. There is no special occasion. Every day is a special occasion. I want to say a majority of these are full size. Some are travel size. Some are trial sizes. Actually, the trial sizes are gone. I just did that on like my Instagram. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, it is the same, just not skin. I do yap a lot on stories there. But the empties, the trial perfume empties are on there. I did not save them for this video. Maybe 2 years ago, I had like 5 or 6 perfumes. So I'm so excited to get this. Is like, I'm so excited. Okay, as you can see, she is heavy, honey. We're going to put her over here so I don't drop all of them. I'm just gonna pick them out of the bag and go over them, and then I will use my little tablet to give you guys the notes as always. The thing that I pulled up was the Finery, the new Rouge. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Baccarat Rouge. I really like this one. It was one of my favorites. It is also very similar to the Ariana Grande Cloud, the blue one, the light blue one. They smell similar in some ways. Maybe they share about the same DNA, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. And this as a body mist in itself lasted me a long time. It lasted me longer than most body mists do. So I think longevity on this one is pretty good as a body mist. I'm going to read you guys the notes because I don't know what I'm pulling out the bag. I don't have them here, but we will find them out. I know it has saffron for sure. It is just a very nice grown up, like sexy body mist compared to a lot of like the girly pop. Okay, so the notes are golden saffron, amber resin, and sandalwood. It's supposed to be an opulent, lavish fantasy. It does scream lavish. It does scream, oof, like you want her on. I am assuming the perfume just lasts a little longer. The Eau de Parfum would last a little longer. This body mist was one of my actual favorites. Would I go ahead and get it? Yeah, but I don't go to Target anymore. Exactly. So there's that. But it was a wonderful, wonderful body mist, and I would definitely get again if they had like a store of their own or something. Next up is, oh, this is actually, so I was given this by a friend, and it's the Kilian I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. This is very matcha, green tea, marshmallow. I love it. Like, it was something that I would just wear. It doesn't even have, like, during the day, it was fantastic, and I would still smell it on my clothes. To me, it just smelled like a roasted green tea with marshmallow, like a roasted green tea, and it was just sweetened. I'm gonna give you the notes for this one, as always. But to me, it was green tea, marshmallow. It was just amazing. I know Finery, I think, makes a dupe for it too. I don't remember. I think I smelled it. It smelled pretty similar to it. So the main notes are ginger, green tea, marshmallow. Your top note is ginger. Your heart note is green tea, and your base note is marshmallow. It is just a beautiful bottle, beautiful scent. I don't know, if you're a big green tea matcha girl, I think you would like this. It's just it's not strong, it's not intense, it's not overwhelming. It is just good enough. It's my dog. It's just good enough to put on, and you can smell yourself all day. So I really, really like this one a lot. I will miss her. I will miss her because I don't have anything similar to her in my collection thus far. So she will be missed. This is a fan favorite of mine. I have actually purchased her, I want to say 3 times already. And I think she deserves the spotlight. And I'm not being biased because I love her, but I think she deserves it. Next up is Sniff's Tarte Deco. I have the description that was given to me before I purchased, I was influenced by a bestie of mine named Ron, who said, quote unquote, she smells like a slutty cherry Coke. And immediately I was like, you know what, I need to go get her. I bought her like 2 years ago, and ever since then I have purchased her time and time again. She is a nice cherry, sweet cherry, woody, grown. It is just, oh my god, it's so great. So I'm gonna give you the notes as well. I think it's very convenient that I have a tablet for Christmas because God knows. So it's supposed to be, the notes are black cherry, rose, jasmine, birchwood, vetiver, and vanilla. What comes on to me is definitely that cherry. That cherry is so, it's not overwhelming, but it's what I get the most out of this perfume is the cherry. You get the woody, you do get that creamy sweet side, but of that vanilla, but it is just one of my absolute favorite fragrances. I've emptied this about 3 times already, so she is always going to be in my collection. I just don't imagine my collection without her. Like, she is definitely top 5. And I don't really say that about all my perfumes. I feel like I pick and choose when I think they'd be great, but I could wear her and never, it just never fails. Tarte Deco, Sniff, if you're watching this, I love you. Please, if you guys make Tarte Deco candles, call me. I just love Sniff. So, as you can tell, it's one of my favorites. Another finery, it is actually one that I actually didn't know about, and then I smelled her and I was like, yeah, I need to have her. It is the Finery Pistachio Please. She's definitely heavy on the pistachio. Not a lot of people like pistachio like that, or I feel like it's becoming a note that is now much more often seen in perfume, which is, I think it's wonderful because I like pistachio. But it's so good. Some people compare it to the Kayali gelato, yum gelato. I smelled that one. I don't really find them that similar. I think they're distinctly different. I think the pistachio note here is very prominent. It's very heavy. Girl. Okay, so the notes here are pistachio milk, fluffy vanilla, and tonka bean. Those 3 notes are, without a doubt, you can smell it in this. It's very simple, very simply made, I guess. But I love it. It's very creamy, fluffy pistachio. If you're in that kind of vibe, it smells like just a pistachio croissant, pistachio, yeah, pistachio croissant, honestly. That's what it reminds me of. I have this image in my head of a pistachio treat that I like to get when I go visit another town. And whenever I think of that, I think of this. It's just sweet and delectable. I love it. And this is the Eau de Parfum. This is not the Body Mist. So this one does last me all day. And I just love it. You just smell sweet all day. So one up is, oof. I loved this one. This is Skylar's Boardwalk Delight. Just think of cotton candy. You're walking on the boardwalk. I'm from Jersey, so it reminds me of Summers at the Shore. And you're walking down the boardwalk and it's just cotton candy, funnel cake, all the things you can imagine during the summer is what is embodied in this perfume for me. Cotton candy is super prominent in this perfume. And I like cotton candy. It's just very sweet. If you don't really like super sweet scents, this may not work for you. But me personally, I love a good sweet treat. I love a good cotton candy perfume. Let me give you guys the notes and let's see. But she's beautiful. I emptied her with, like, I also got this from a friend, and like 2 peas in a pod. It was just so good. I would have never like tried or smelled this one if my friend wouldn't have given me this. So there's that. The Notes here are pure vanilla, cotton candy, and coconut milk, which I think is pretty spot on. To me, oh, I'm sorry, let me give you the actual notes. So top notes are aquatic accord, watery apple, juicy raspberry sorbet. Your middle notes are water lily, guava flower, coconut milk. Your base notes are cotton candy, vanilla, solar amber, and musk. What I really get out of this is the cotton candy, the vanilla. All that sugary goodness is what I get out of this, which is probably why it was so loved, and I went through this one fairly quickly. I went through that one fairly quickly, especially during the warm months, spring and summer. I was spraying her on. She was almost like my everyday scent. She is absolutely wonderful. I definitely will be adding her on a wish list next year to get, because I need to stop buying perfumes. We'll see what happens with that. Next up is, Tiffany & Co. I actually don't remember the actual name of this one, the Eau de Parfum, but so this one I got from my best friend who actually worked at Tiffany's, and she got it for me as a birthday gift, along with this little bracelet, a Tiffany bracelet that she got me. So it holds a special place in my heart. She is shiny, she is mirrory, so sorry. Now I don't know that I can grab the notes because I've tried to beforehand and I couldn't. Let me see if I can find the notes for her, but she reminds me rich, snobby, powder, some kind of like floral. Let me see if I can find her. Oh, I think I found her. Let me see. Oh yeah, I did find her. Okay, so this one is supposed to be a floral woody. It's supposed to have rose, peach, black currant, and iris. The top is lemon, bergamot, and mandarin orange. And then the base note is musk and patchouli. Patchouli, I love and hate her depending on where she's at in the perfume. I don't know, but this one actually worked. For how the makeup of the fragrance was, patchouli worked. It definitely gave very nice, clean, squeaky clean, rich, luxurious, snobby powder. But you know, I wouldn't deem this one as an everyday wear. I used to, like, if I was going out to a certain meeting or an event, I would put this on. It would be something that would like grab people's attention, like, oh, what are you wearing? But me personally, like, I didn't gravitate towards her all the time. I didn't gravitate towards her till maybe like end of spring. And it was more like a nighttime whenever I would go out with my friends or go somewhere, I would put her on and it was something like, ooh, what are you wearing? And it's something I wouldn't have purchased on my own coin, just because I just wouldn't. So I'm actually very grateful my best friend got me this, because it gave me a chance to smell. But she is strong. She does last all day. She will stay on your clothes. So you will not have to worry about her dying out. She will stay. She is loyal to the end of the day. So that is Tiffany & Co. Eau de Parfum. This one I actually bought at TJ Maxx. Now I have some perfumes in here that I bought from TJ Maxx. It actually ended up being really, really great and actually left a really good impression on me. So if I see them in TJ Maxx, I'm more willing to get them because of course they're at a lower price point and they're just probably much more accessible than going to like an Ulta or something like that. The next one up, I bought it at TJ Maxx. It is called Equator Rose from Milestone Perfumes. Whenever I would put her on, actually should just sniff her so she can bring me back. She smells like a vanilla, fruity, floral. She smells so sweet. I really found her to be a nice, beautiful, everyday perfume for any occasion. I feel like this is something I would wear into office or just, you know, everyday things, going grocery shopping, whatever. I loved her. I don't actually remember how much I spent, but I think it was about $15. And she lasted me a really long time, which I can appreciate. Beautiful bottle, beautiful scent, beautiful price point. If I see her in TJ Maxx, I would pick her up again immediately, no questions asked. I'm gonna give you the notes. It is a blend of rose, jasmine, sandalwood notes. I think that's it, but I feel like It has a vanilla base with red berries. So that makes sense. Base notes vanilla, musk, sandalwood, heart notes, gourmand accord, tropical fruits, top notes orchid, heliotrope, and tangerine. So that's why I say it's like a sweet, fruity floral. I know we think of fruity for the summer, but I would put her on every season without a doubt. So again, she will be missed. If I find her in TJ Maxx, she will be right back in the collection. But she is a stunning, beautiful bottle. This is Equator Rose by Milestone Perfumes. The next one is French Coffee by Al Rehab. This one actually I found on TikTok maybe a year ago, and I was like, I need to smell. And for the price point, I think it was on Amazon for less than like $10. I was like, yeah, why not? This reminds me of your winter mornings. You're waking up to go get yourself a nice warm or hot cup of coffee with your French vanilla creamer. I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee. Shocker. I like tea, but something about the smell of coffee just makes me feel alive. And this one just smells like a hot cup of French vanilla coffee to the tea. Like, it is amazing. I've emptied this one before, and I actually now have the bigger full size of French Coffee, which tells you she's a winner, babe. I'm gonna tell you what her notes are. Rehab. Al Rehab also has Choco Musk, which I'm almost certain she's in here, which smells like big chocolate cookies. And for that price point, I think that one was $8 on Amazon. So if you want to try it, it's less than $10. Or I would hope. I don't know if inflation has brought her up now, but French Coffee by Al Rehab is a gourmand. Let's see. The top notes are cinnamon, cardamom. Heart notes are creamy milk and vanilla. And base notes are sugar, cocoa, and additional spices. So it's just, think of a nice, rich, hot coffee in the morning. This is what Al Rehab's French coffee smells like. It is delicious. It is delectable. And for someone who doesn't drink coffee, I love smelling like this. I don't know. I can't describe it, but I love smelling like it. So she is chef's kiss. Next up, we're going to see what we can grab. Ooh, we got a travel size. Well, not travel size, a travel size. This is Kayali's The Wedding Silk Santal. Off the first spray, I knew immediately that I loved her. She's very champagne-y, very bubbly, very creamy, very light. There's like a hint of like mandarin. I just knew that I would love her. Super light, super subtle, but enough to make a statement, if that makes sense. I haven't smelled her since I put her in this bag. She smells amazing. I know I wanted to get the full size at some point, but she just kept getting sold out, and I was just like, all right, I gotta give it up. And now I think she has them in stock, but I literally was like, you know what? Let me calm down. Let me empty out some more perfume so I can make space for her, because I know that's one of those perfumes that I'm going to hold on to dear life, and I probably won't use her as much because I don't want to let her go kind of vibe. Okay, so the Kayali Silk Santal, her notes are, the top notes are champagne, freesia, and black currant. Middle notes are nectarine, praline, jasmine, orange blossom, and May rose. And then the base notes are vanilla, sugar, musk, amberwood, and oak moss. I find her to be such a beautiful, sweet, woody, bubbly perfume. It's, I don't know, it's just done right. And I just can't get enough of her. So I know for my wish list next year, I think for my birthday, I may request just this perfume as a full size. But she is a lovely, 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 lovely perfume. And Kayali, this was a hit, babe. So this was actually one of my starter perfumes. And this is actually the second empty of this exact perfume. I emptied her back in 2022 or 23. And I loved her. She was probably 1 out of the 5 perfumes that I had on my dresser that I would use constantly. 2022, I think, is when I emptied the first one. And then my best friend got me this along with the travel size. And because my perfume collection was growing, she was kind of a little bit on the back burner. But she is something similar, and I know I mentioned her in the beginning of the video, that she kind of reminds me of the Finery's New Rouge. Like, they have to have some kind of similar DNA in perfume. And let me see if I can pull up her notes. Top is lavender blossom, juicy pear, and bergamot. Middle is creme de coconut, indulgent praline, vanilla orchid. And the base is sensual musk and creamy blonde woods. What I get a lot of is the sensual musk and the blonde woods. I get a little bit of vanilla. I definitely get a little lavender blossom. So I do get some hint of the notes, but for some reason, I just find her very similar to the New Rouge in that sense. So yeah, I liked her. She was very fun and flirty and playful. I used her a lot in the spring and summer. She was actually the only perfume I would use in the spring and summer, just because I felt like she just screamed fun. And this is actually my second full-size empty. So will I get her again? I don't know. I feel like my perfume tastes have changed over time, but if somebody gives it to me, I'm never gonna tell you no. Oh, this is something that I wouldn't have known that I would love so much. This is actually from Victoria's Secret. It's Victoria's Secret's Bare Rose. She is a sensual, sexy rose. That is the only way I can describe her. And I was very, very shocked on how much I loved that perfume. I would wear her damn near every day. She was a very good, like, everyday kind of perfume. She is a little intense, which I like. It's a little strong, which I like. But Jesus, she was so good. I actually have another full size open and ready to go. When I finished this, I told my mom, like, oh, I finished it. She was like, we need to get you another one. Because it's very rare that I like Victoria's Secret perfumes. And don't get me wrong, I grew up on all these Victoria's Secret body mist, Love Spell. Like, I grew up on all of it. So I was a Victoria's Secret child, you know? But the perfumes, over time, I just feel like they kind of, I didn't like them. So this kind of brought me back. This one is, I want to give you guys the notes. Girl, give me the notes. Let me see, because why are you? Okay, so she's supposed to be noted as a warm floral. The notes are pear skin, rosa, centifolia, sheer woods. I guess that's all they have. And cedar. Sandalwood. Yes, so I get that grown sexy rose. The woods are definitely there. That's what gives it that extra that extra darkness behind that rose. I honestly, she's become a really, really good favorite. Beautiful bottles. And something I didn't really expect too much from Victoria's Secret, just because I haven't shopped for perfumes there in a while, and then this caught my eye and I was like, I need to have her. I have a full size in my collection now. This is an empty. She is missed, but I already have the backup. She is just a wonderful rose. Is a TJ Maxx perfume. The Good Scent is the name of the brand, or TJ Maxx's brand. This one is called Amber Vanilla. Luckily, the notes are already on this bottle. Number one, it's a stunning, beautiful bottle. It has like birds and stuff. Birds? Yeah, birds and butterflies. So it's a beautiful bottle. Amber Vanilla. Now, this one I kind of was off of the name. I was just kind of like, ooh, I'm thinking like very woody vanilla. But I didn't get that on my skin. And obviously, chemistry is a big thing with fragrances. So one thing will smell like me, and then if I spray it on you, it might smell different. So the notes here are, the top are nectarine blossom, aloe vera. The heart notes are lilac blooms, water lily, and vanilla bean. And the base is watery musk and warm amber. To be quite honest, she just smelled like a very fresh, clean perfume. I did not get the hint of vanilla. I did not get any kind of sweetness out of it. I just got woody, aqua, fresh, clean perfume. The water lilies, that is what is heavily like that's what heavily overtakes this perfume for me, and that's what I smell on me. The amber vanilla, it's more of a woody aqua fresh clean perfume on me. I liked her. I didn't love her. So if I see her in TJ Maxx, I wouldn't pick her up again. The other TJ Maxx, so we can get through that. The next one is another TJ Maxx perfume from the Good Set. It's called Manifest. Now the bottle is absolutely stunning, and if you know me, I love the moon, so I immediately was like, yeah, let's try her. I'm gonna give you the notes because they are also on the perfume, which I love. I feel like more perfume brands should put the notes on their bottles. Just saying. So the top note is candy apple spice pear. Heart notes or middle notes is caramel, sugar, and sage leaf. Base is coconut milk, vanilla cookie. Now this one smells like what it sounds like. This one I imagine in the fall. Think of candy apples. Think of like that aroma you walking on a farm with pumpkin. What are those donuts? Cider donuts, like apple cider donuts. This is like the epitome of like fall. At least fall in Jersey. It is so nice, so delicious. I literally would spray her on. She almost even doubled as like a room linen spray. I just loved smelling like fall in my house. I really enjoyed her. Now there are times where I would only gravitate towards her during like the fall season. Any other season, I would actually not look at her, if I'm being honest. She was just made for that occasion for me. The candy apple, I get the spice pear, the coconut milk, because it does have a nice creaminess to it. The caramel, sugar, all those notes are very prominent when I spray it, and I loved it. But I also imagine her just as a really great room linen spray for the fall. We're gonna talk about her because I actually mentioned her already. This is Al Rehab's Choco Musk. This one I saw on TikTok also. It just smells like baked chocolate chip cookies. That's just what it smells like chocolate chip cookies. It is delicious. It smells really nice, and it lasts a little bit, so it's not like something you put on and then the next hour she's gone. She stays there for a little bit, which I love. I sometimes would pair this one with the French coffee, and oh my god, I'd be a walking dessert. I loved her. I still love her. Actually, my dad got me the full version of her for Christmas, so now I'll never run out. Now I have the full size of the French coffee and the full size of Choco Musk. This is supposed to be a full size, I would think. It looks like a full size, but their actual bottle is completely different. But this is lovely, and I think I only bought her for $8, which you can't beat, honestly. And I bought her off of Amazon. I actually emptied her twice already. She's just lovely. Next up, ooh, something fun. This is Soli Notes Te Matcha. So it's supposed to be a matcha-based perfume. And let me tell you something. She was a banger in the spring. I would put her on like no one's business in the spring. I love, if you can't tell by now, I love matcha. And she has such a nice, thick green tea presence in this perfume. It's very floral, but that matcha scent really is really nice. It meshes really well with the notes. I'm gonna actually give you the notes now. Let's see. I don't know. It's just very, and it has touches of wood. Just think of fresh green tea off the earth. Like, it's just really good. I'm gonna give you the notes. Floral notes, musky base, balsamic wood, cashmere wood, matcha rose, and a spicy scent of cardamom, bergamot. Yes, so I think it's just very earthy, very greeny. If you really like that, I am a sucker for a greeny, earthy perfume. And once my nose gets on it, there's like no coming back. I love this matcha perfume. It is nice and refreshing, but it is a little strong. I like the strong scents. It is baddie approved. I love her. This is Soli Notes Te Matcha. It is very small. I ordered this off of Amazon. I paid like $22. I was thinking it's gonna be a little bigger, and it's small, but I did put her to work, honey. Spring, I was her on. It was just wonderful. I loved her. She was just a beautiful green scent. If you have never tried a green scent, a green earthy scent, I think that would be a nice one. Okay, the next one is from a brand called Who is Elijah, and the scent is called Her and Her. This one I've had for a while. I actually found it in one of my purses. I've had this for a couple years and I just never finished it because it was in one of my purses and I completely forgot about it. But she is one of the first perfumes that I had when I started kind of looking into fragrances, and I wasn't even into fragrances like that at the time when I got this. One is a blend of citrus notes, grapefruit, bergamot, orange blossom, rosemary. That's what she smells like, citrus, bergamot, vetiver as well. I think of her as when I smell her, think of like a nice summer day. You're at a really nice lunch by the ocean kind of vibe, like very luxurious. That's what I kind of think of when I think of her. I think of the epitome of being a woman and smelling amazing. I just think now, actually, I probably take this back. Now that I'm smelling her, I still do enjoy her. But I feel like I have other scents that I would rather much go towards, if that makes sense. But just think of this as like being very strong women, enjoying life, elegance, refreshing, spritz, like, I don't know, glitz and glamour in the summer. So that's what Elijah Her and Her reminds me of. Who is Elijah Her Her? I haven't tried anything else from this brand. This is a travel size, but it lasted me quite some time, besides the fact that I forgot her in a purse. But it was a really nice experience. It's really nice to smell these things, and sometimes it takes you to memories, sometimes it takes you to, it just makes me think, and it creates a scenario in my mind whenever I smell these kind of perfumes. Okay, next is, one of those perfumes that I really kind of knew I would like, but didn't know I would love. This is Fleur's Tangerine Boy. Fleur, we need to talk. Tangerine Boy's body lotion was taken off and I need her back expeditiously. Who asked for that? I need her back expeditiously. So this one is a very juicy orange. It has, I think, touches of ginger. It gives it a nice zest, a little oomph, a little spark. I remember I walked into a Walgreens and a lady was like, "Oh my God, you smell so nice. Like, is that your signature scent?" And I was like, "No," but now when I walked out of, and she said it smelled really nice, so I already knew, like, wow, maybe she might be. I walked out of there and I was like, you know what? She might be a nice signature scent. She is very nice. She is a juicy orange with a little zest. But however, I'm going to give you the actual notes. She is stunning, babe. I really liked her. I still like her. I still love her, actually. And I definitely, those are one of the perfumes that I plan on getting a full size of. Now that I went through the travel size, let it sit in my mind and marinate, and I'm like, you know what? Yes, I could get the full size of that one. I feel like it could go for either or. I will tell you the notes. Top notes are ginger, lemon, and black pepper. Middle notes are tangerine, apple, and jasmine. Base notes are amber and moss. I think of it as just a juicy orange with zest. A little spark, a little oomph, a little spice. And the spice to me is ginger, that little spice you get. She is a wonderful perfume for the warmer months. In the summer, I finished her in the summer. I did not even play around with her. And I remember when it was like towards the end, I was like, oh, maybe I should take it easy. And I was like, no. And she lasted, and I would smell like her all day. I would smell like Tangerine Boy all day. So she is one of those that I would buy the full size, and honestly, she would be one of those permanent warmer month perfumes that I would need to have in my collection. Again, I'm trying to stay away from buying, but I will put her on a wish list. Okay, another travel size. This is Kayali's Young Bougie Marshmallow. She was a banger. I actually talked about her in this YouTube video in February, actually. Yes, She was a February perfume, where I would say you would wear this for Valentine's Day. It's sweet, fluffy, strawberry milkshake, all that sweet goodness you could possibly get out of a perfume. Now, she's not in all the way sweet. She's not super sweet, like Sweet Tooth, but she's sweet enough for those who don't need something that sugary or intoxicating. She's just a nice, airy, fluffy strawberry milkshake. And I think this is one of the perfumes that, honestly, to me, was a banger for 2025. I loved her, and when I finished her, I was sad. I was like, oh my god, I should probably buy the full size immediately. But I was like, no, calm down. You have other perfumes. But Kayali's Young Bougie Marshmallow is definitely a hit, and she was stunning. Let me give you her notes. So, you know, before I forget, Kayali, I don't know, Kayali's, she's doing the damn thing, I will tell you that. I haven't smelled every Kayali perfume, but the ones that I have actually knocked it out of the park. And I think Kayali is one of my favorite brands, maybe top 5. Here are the notes. Fluffy pink marshmallow, succulent strawberry, flaky coconut, delicate freesia, with vanilla, and pink musk. It is definitely a girly girl's perfume. I don't know, it's just, it's well done. I really liked her. So, oh my god, we're towards almost the end, guys. Let's see. Ooh, this is another sweet one. So I think let me go through this bag. The last 4 I have are all from the same brand, and they're all from a brand called Le Monde Gourmand, which is a brand that I actually discovered at first in TJ Maxx. They're not a TJ Maxx brand, but I would see some of them in there. The very first Le Monde Gourmand perfume that I bought from them was a Santal Supreme. Stunning winter perfume. That was a perfume that made me want to dig into the brand. Stunning. But that's for another day. We're going to go with 070, which is Fraise Fouette, which is a very milky, strawberry, sweet, sugary perfume. Sweet Tooth strawberry lovers stand up. A wonderful perfume. I know I talked about her in the Valentine's Day fragrances from February as well. I know she was on there. She is just strawberries and cream, sugar, just sweet, sweet, sweet. And I fell in love with her first spritz. Very milky, very creamy. The top notes for this Fraise Fouette is fresh strawberries, middle notes vanilla cream, and base is whipped sugar. So it is just your strawberries and cream, little kids sugar rush dream. It is very much sweeter than Kayali's Young Bougie Marshmallow. This is way sweeter. If you're not into very, very sweet scents, this may just be a little too much for you, but I love her down. She's a wonderful perfume. She is oof. I actually just found out that they make body washes, and I bought the Fraise Fouette body wash, so I can't wait to use her. I bought her for Black Friday on a gift card. Next up is Lait de Coco, which is milk of cocoa in French. This is another one that I really, really liked. And I think the appearance of the milkiness, I was like, oh, I need to try her. She goes on super creamy, super milky, just like Fraise Fouette. And the coconut is there. Like, it's in your face. If you're not a coconut lover, you may not like her. However, I love coconut scents if done well. It's just, and I think it's one of their like top sellers. Yeah, it's definitely one of their top sellers, and for good reason. It is just a tropical coconut. Just, you're on vacation, you're on an island, you're in your swimwear, you're just looking at the ocean, and you just smell so good. So good. I also like that Le Monde Gourmand keeps their notes kind of simple and not super like complex. Their top note is bergamot, middle is vanilla praline, and base is creamy coconut. All I really get is creamy coconut and that vanilla praline. The bergamot doesn't really hit for me, but Lait de coco is just so delicious, so nice, so tropical. If you're a big coconut girl, you'll like her. They make her in a body mist. They have a body lotion, a body wash, body oil. I almost wish they did that for Fraise Fouette. I wish that came in a body oil. Girl, I'd buy that all down. But Lait de coco is so good for the summer. Honestly, in the spring too, she's amazing. I would catch myself putting her in the winter and fall just to feel like the sun is coming out near and we're gonna get away from the snow, but she is in winter. Next up is the Confetti Dores. It's their birthday perfume. I didn't buy it right when they dropped it because it was sold out. So I had asked this one for my birthday, I think. And I was like, okay, like maybe it'll smell like cupcakes and all the above. Like that's what I think, confetti. That's what I think when I saw it. So I was like, oh, maybe, you know, it'll be good. So I had some thoughts on this one. Like I liked her, but sometimes she would come off as like artificial birthday cake or icing. And I was kind of like, sometimes it was just off-putting. I was just kind of like, do I really want to smell this? Like, so I would put her at night and it was nice. But it's not one of those that I would go out of my way to buy again. Confetti Dores. It's not one of those that I would go out of my way to buy again. It's a nice, playful perfume, but I feel like it'd be best fit for like younger people. I'm in my 30s. I don't really like this one as much, so it's okay. It's a fun, playful perfume. I just wouldn't get it again. But I will give you the notes. The notes on top is a bright bergamot, apple blossom, smooth hazelnut. The mid notes are rose petals, creamy jasmine, sugar crystals. Base notes, vanilla cream, sweet musk, blonde woods. What I get a lot is sugar crystals, vanilla cream, and a smooth hazelnut. That's what I really get, like a cake, like cupcakes, sprinkles. Think of all that. That's what that reminds me of. But I don't know. I think it just smelled a little too artificial at times. So there's that. I wouldn't get it again, but it was nice to try and to experience. And look at that. We are on our last perfume, y'all. We are on our last perfume, which is insane. We emptied out a lot of perfumes, honey. I will do a final count and then come back. The last one is actually one that has been conflicting me for the entire year. This is Angel Soiree. It was a collab by Carolyn Stern, who is a fragrance content creator. And I, off the notes, was like, oh my God, I'm gonna love her. I'm gonna love her. And at times I liked her, and at times I was like, why? So before I get into my thoughts, I want to give you the notes. I know it's rose milk, lychee, and something else. I may have memorized that. But for whatever reason, I think I liked her at first, and then over time I was kind of just like, maybe I really don't. Okay, so the notes here are lychee. Oops, sorry. The top notes are lychee, fresh apricot, strawberry, pink marshmallow. Mid notes are rose infused milk, magnolia, and violet. Base notes are sandalwood, vanilla, praline, and fluffy musk. I will tell you what I smell and why I'm kind of on the fence. I smell a lot of the lychee, apricot, rose infused milk, magnolia, and a little bit of that fluffy musk. My thing is, lychee and I are hit or miss, which I think is also why this is maybe a hit or miss for me. Lychee, if done right, sits well on my skin. Lychee, if it doesn't mesh well with my skin, makes me smell weird. At first, I really liked her, and I tried to give her a chance over the last beginning of the year. So maybe I gave her like January, February, March into the spring, and I was like, maybe it'll just change with the seasons. I couldn't get into her, so I ended up just using her at night. But I think the lychee, the apricot is what's throwing me off. Apricot and I do not mesh at all. I don't own any peach, any apricot scents because they just make me smell weird, and I don't like how that smells. So I think it's the apricot that's really killing me. I think it would smell nicer on someone else. On me, it just puts me off. I think it's a beautiful collab. I think the notes are beautiful, and if you spray them, they're great. But on skin, to me, the apricot is throwing me off, and the apricot is what's making it smell almost sour, and I don't like that. Again, fragrance is subjective, right? What works for me may not work for you, vice versa. And obviously our chemistries are different. Like, perfumes smell different on everyone. But for me, it just was not the biggest winner. So again, I think it's a beautiful perfume, just not for me. And oh, that makes, we are emptied out. Let me count the perfumes while we have them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I emptied 4 Limon Gourmand perfumes. So that's at 4. We're going to put down Rose Equator, that's 5. Skylar, 6. Kilian, 7. Te Matcha by Solinos is 8. Tiffany & Co. Eau de Parfum is 9. Finery, Pistachio and Please, and the New Rouge, 10, 11. Kayali, Wild Silk Santal is 12. Tarte Deco, 13. Tangerine Boy, 14. Kayali's Yum Bougie Marshmallows, 15. Am I counting that right? I don't know. Y'all tell me if I messed up. Her is 16. Choco Musk is 17. I'm already losing count. 17. The TJ Maxx ones, 18, 19. Ariana Grande, 20. French Coffee, 21. Victoria's Secrets Rose, 22. I only emptied out 22. I thought I emptied out a little more than that. I don't know. Okay, but maybe it's 22 and not 25 or 26 like I thought. That's weird. I feel like I emptied a little more. Okay, anyways. I will put a comment and make sure that's the final count. But I thought it was 25 or 26. Unless I counted them completely wrong. Anyways, that is the end of the year fragrance empties. We emptied out 20 plus, which I think is a beautiful thing. No one needs this much perfume, and I want to say it's probably not normal to empty out this many perfumes in the year. I also want to say that a lot of these perfumes were either purchased or were gifted to me for like my birthday or Christmas by like my family and friends. And I'm very grateful that they are supporting my habit. And I'm grateful that they were able to get me this. Now, I wish brands would send me that, and we're going to manifest that for 2026. This big ass bag of perfumes, I will happily now be able to send them to get recycled. And thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me again. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend that I decided to come back and talk about fragrances. I hope to be back on YouTube a little more for next year. But if there's anything you guys want to hear from me, you guys want me to make, talk about, I'm happy to hear it. Happy to take ideas, any kind of suggestions. And I hope you guys have a wonderful end of the year. And I hope 2026 is bigger and better for you, baddie. Why? Because you deserve it. And we're going to manifest that together. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And we will see you next year. Bye.